Peace and blessings be upon you, my brother, my sister. What you are about to hear is not a simple coincidence. If this video reached you today, it is because Allah, in His infinite wisdom, wants to remind you of something essential. For nothing happens without His permission, and every word that reaches your heart has a deeper meaning than you can imagine. Sometimes we go through moments of uncertainty, where everything seems blurry, where we feel lost, abandoned, empty. You wonder why certain things don't work, why certain people leave you, why doors remain closed despite your efforts. And this is where Allah intervenes in a way that only you can feel, through subtle but powerful signs. Perhaps you're going through a period of transition, a time when you do not understand what He is preparing for you. But let me tell you this: Allah never abandons His servant, especially when this servant sincerely calls upon Him, even with a trembling voice and a tired heart. It is precisely in these moments when you feel most vulnerable that He plants the seeds of a greater blessing. What if what you take for silence is actually preparation? What if Allah was removing bad things from your path to open your path doors to blessed success? What if you are about to receive much more than you lost? This video is a reminder, a message for your heart, a breath of faith. Because there are clear signs that Allah is opening the doors towards a better direction, to place His light on your path, and to replace your losses with invisible treasures. Hang in there. Be attentive. Listen with your heart. He arrives without warning. You lose something or someone. A relationship is growing apart. A project stops. An opportunity disappears. And you don't understand. You made invocations. You asked for the opening. And yet, Allah is taking away from you what you thought was a blessing. But listen carefully. Sometimes, what Allah takes away is mercy in disguise. He doesn't deprive you. He protects you. He distracts you from what would lead you astray, or harm you in your heart, your faith, or your destiny. And even if, at the moment, your heart doesn't understand, your soul is already starting to heal. This sudden detachment is one of the most powerful signs that Allah is preparing a change. He doesn't want you to attach yourself to what is temporary, unstable, or dangerous for your journey. Then He acts gently or forcefully, but always with wisdom. Because Allah is Al-Hakam, the wise. The Prophet said, "You must know that what you lacked should never reach you, and that what reached you should never fail you." Reported by At-Tirmidhi. And you, my brother, my sister, if you have seen things slip away from your life, do not cry over what you have lost. Tell yourself that your Lord is cleaning up your existence, not to make you poorer, but for make room for what He really wants to bring to you: a better person, a better opportunity, an inner peace that nothing in this world can buy. You just have to trust, accept, and observe how Allah elevates you when you remain attached to Him and not to what He has given you. What you lost is not a punishment. It is often a sign that your next season will be more blessed than the last. Allah prepares you. You're not losing, you're healed. There is a moment in your life when you feel a discreet but profound change. What once thrilled you, distracted you, obsessed you, no longer attracts you as much. The luxury, the looks, the likes, the ambitions of this lower world, suddenly your heart moves away from it. And you don't understand why. You might be thinking that you're tired, or that you no longer have the same energy. But in truth, it is a sign, a silent call from Allah. When Allah wants to elevate you, He begins with purify your heart of what weighs it down. It shows you that the things of dunya are limited, disappointing, ephemeral. It helps you see beyond the material. He removes the veil, and in this detachment, you begin to feel a different peace, an inner light. This world is an illusion, And Allah does not want you to get lost in it. He wants your heart to cling only to Him, because that is where true security is found. This detachment is not a void. It's a return to your essence, towards your goal, towards your Creator. The Prophet said, "Be in this world as a stranger or a passerby." Sahih al-Bukhari. When you feel this detachment, know that you are chosen, elected, guide. Your heart becomes receptive to what really matters: faith, sincerity, dhikr, prayer. And the more you advance on this path, the more Allah offers you invisible blessings, those which are priceless, but which fill the soul. So don't worry if you no longer have a taste for the pleasures of this world. This is perhaps a sign that your heart is ready for deeper blessings, ready for divine light, ready for a mission. Allah takes you away from what distracts you to bring you closer to what builds you. There are times when all doors seem to close. You are making an effort, you plan, you pray, but nothing works as planned. Projects fail, relationships break down, opportunities disappear one after the other. And yet, despite all this, you don't feel panic. Your heart is calm. You don't understand why, but you're not as upset as you would have been before. There's a sort of silent peace that envelops you, as if Allah were gently saying to you, "Trust me." This feeling of serenity in the midst of trials is not trivial. It's a clear sign that Allah is with you. He closes certain doors to prevent you from taking paths that are not made for you. It distracts you from what would exhaust you, distract you, or even break you. The believer sometimes experiences external blockages, but within him there is a light that continues to shine, a faith that stabilizes him, a confidence that gives him the strength to wait, because he knows that what Allah delays is never a punishment, it's a preparation. The Prophet said, "Know that victory comes with patience, deliverance with trial, and after difficulty comes ease." Reported by Ahmad. This inner peace is a gift from Allah. It is He who placed it in your heart to tell you, "I am here, go on. I am preparing something better for you." You may not see the opening yet, but she will come. Not according to your calendar, but according to Allah's perfect time. And in the meantime, He gives you this tranquility, so that you know that you are guided, that you are not abandoned, that your waiting is not in vain. So when everything seems to be closing in around you, but your heart remains serene, know that this is one of the most powerful signs that blessing is near. There are times when your heart gently returns to the source. You again feel this need to read the Quran. You listen to a recitation and your soul calms down. You enter into prayer, and even though your words are simple, your heart feels heard. You don't know how to explain it, but something has changed in you. You weren't called back by chance. When Allah wants to elevate you, He awakens in you the taste of His word. The Quran becomes your refuge, and prayer your appeasement. You realize that the real answers are not in the noise of the world, but in the sacred silence of prostration. The Quran is not just a book to recite. It's a mirror, a light, a direction. He speaks to you. He touches you. He corrects you. He comforts you. Every verse you hear or read at the right time is proof that Allah is sending you a message, and this message is a blessing. As for prayer, it becomes alive again. You no longer pray to check off an obligation. You pray because your heart needs it. You stand before your Lord not out of routine, but out of love, out of need, out of gratitude. Allah dit, "Verily, it is in the remembrance of Allah that hearts find tranquility." Surah At-Talaq 13:28. And when your heart begins to taste this peace, you understand that you are being purified, prepared, reconnected. Allah has not forgotten you. He draws you closer to His word because He wants to guide you into a new season. A season where His blessings will be more visible, deeper, more constant. Do not take this return to the Quran and prayer as a coincidence. Take it as a call. It is He who chose you. It is He who wants you close. It is He who wants to restore what the world has damaged in you. And when Allah wants to elevate you, He always begins by calling you to return to Him. Sometimes, just before your life changes, you experience a storm, an unexpected upheaval, intense pain. You lose something that you thought was essential. You are misunderstood, betrayed, abandoned. And you ask yourself, why now? Why me? But what you don't know is that this great test is the last wall before the opening. The night is always darkest, just before dawn. And Allah, in His wisdom, sometimes allows you to be broken, to rebuild you better. This difficult moment is not a punishment. It's a preparation. Allah purifies you, lightens you, frees you from what should no longer accompany you in the next stage of your life. It's like a cocoon that is torn apart to allow a new version of you to emerge, stronger, more conscious, more connected to Him. The Prophet said, "Certainly, the greatness of the reward goes hand in hand with the greatness of the ordeal. And when Allah loves a people, He tests them." Reported by At-Tirmidhi. So don't think that this pain is a sign of abandonment. On the contrary, it is often a sign that blessing is near, very close, and may Allah want you to be ready to receive it with humility, faith, and wisdom. The prophets were all tested before they were raised. The companions all suffered before tasting victory. It's a sunnah divine. The test always precedes the elevation. If you are going through a difficult moment today, with tears, confusion, or loneliness, don't give up. The opening is coming. The light is getting ready, and Allah has placed you exactly where you need to be to deserve what He is about to grant you. Remember this: the hardest trials often hide the deepest blessings. There comes a time when your invocation is no longer mechanical. You no longer make dua just because you have to make it. You raise your hands with all your heart. You cry without even choosing your words. You may not have the most beautiful sentences, but you have the truest pain. And Allah hears this sincerity. When your heart breaks before Him, it is a sacred moment. Because the true invocation is born in pain, in hope, in the awareness that only He can change everything. You don't need any more gimmicks. You just want Him to listen to you, to calm you down, to open a door for you. And you notice that your invocations become more frequent, more intimate. You no longer only ask for the things of this world. You ask for guidance, peace, forgiveness, love from Allah. And that's where everything changes. Because when Allah wants to grant you a better blessing, He first inspires you to beg Him intensely. It is no coincidence that you feel this need to call Him night and day. It's no coincidence that you feel this void within you that only Allah can fill. It is said in the Quran, "Call on me, I will answer you." Surah Ghafir 40:60. And the Prophet reassured us by saying, "Your Lord is modest and generous. He is ashamed to leave His servants' hands empty when He lifts them up to Him." Reported by Abu Dawud. If you feel that your heart is being pushed towards dua, it is because the fulfillment is on the way. Allah put on your tongue what your soul needed to release. He has awakened you to the importance of invoking Him, because He is preparing to give you something precious. Never underestimate an invocation made with sincerity. Sometimes it is this dua, made on a lonely night, that changes an entire life. Keep summoning, cry. Speak to your Lord, because when Allah inspires you with dua, it is because He wants to hear you. You may not notice it right away, but look around you. The people around you are changing. Conversations become deeper. Superficial bonds are slowly breaking. And Allah places souls on your path who remind you of His presence. This is no coincidence. It's a sign. When Allah wants to elevate you, He keeps away from those who distract you from Him, and He brings closer to you those who nourish your heart. This change can sometimes be painful because you lose relationships you were attached to. But you end up understanding that this emptiness is a mercy. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "A man follows the religion of his close friend. Let each of you carefully consider who he takes as a friend." Reported by Abu Dawud. Your surroundings influence your faith, your vision, your choices. And when Allah destines you to a better blessing, it purifies your environment. It takes you away from what was dragging you down, even if you didn't understand why at the time. You may find yourself more alone, but in this solitude, you get closer to Allah. You are never truly alone when you are with Him. And suddenly, He offers you new encounters, sincere people, godly people, hearts turned to the remembrance of Allah. They listen to you, advise you, remind you of Jannah, straighten you out in gentleness. This is where you understand that this change around you is a divine filter. Allah sorts for you. He does not want you to enter your new season surrounded by those who could lead you astray. He wants you to be accompanied by those who lift you up, protect you, constantly remind you that your final goal is Him. So if you notice that those around you are changing, be grateful. This is a sign that you are on the right track. Allah aligns you with people who prepare you to welcome His blessing. There comes a time when, despite the challenges, despite the trials, you feel inner peace that you can't explain. The problems are still there. The difficulties of life have not disappeared. But deep in your heart, there is a tranquility that surprises you, an inexplicable serenity. It's as if Allah has placed His gentle hand on your soul, whispering to you that everything will be okay. This peace, which suddenly arises in your heart, is a powerful sign. Allah is preparing you to receive His blessing, and this inner peace is a preparation. The Prophet said, "When Allah loves a servant, He grants him peace of mind." Reported by Al-Tabarani. You may never have felt such tranquility before. The things that bothered you, that made you doubt, suddenly seem smaller. And even in chaos, you remain calm. This peace comes from the deep faith that everything is in the hands of Allah. This tranquility is also a form of spiritual support. Allah wants to remind you that even in adversity, you are not alone. When you feel lost, this inner peace guides you. It reminds you that even if you do not yet see the opening, Allah is already preparing the way for you. The fact that you are at peace, even in the midst of storms, is a sign that invisible blessings are about to manifest in your life. And when this peace settles within you, it calms you whole. Your mind, your heart, your body. You feel like you're seeing things from a different perspective. You know, without knowing why, that everything will be fine. If you feel this peace now, know that it is a sign that Allah is preparing something great for you. Let this peace fill your heart and keep it preciously. For this tranquility is the mark of an imminent blessing. Another clear sign that Allah is about to restore your lost years is that you feel closer to Him than ever. This bond, this spiritual connection becomes more intense and deeper, and it is one of the clearest signs that Allah wants to prepare you for immense blessings. You may notice that your prayers are more sincere. The Quran touches you differently. Each verse speaks to you in a new way. You feel awake, even in moments of solitude, because Allah has allowed you to feel Him closer to you. It is no longer a distant relationship, but an intimate connection. Your faith is firmer. You feel guided by His light, even in the darkness. It is said in the Quran, those who believe and whose hearts are at peace in the remembrance of Allah. Yes, in the memory of Allah, hearts become tranquil. Surah At-Talaq 13:28. When you feel more connected to Allah, everything seems clearer. The doubts disappear, and a certainty emerges. Allah is with you all the time, in every moment of your life. And this connection is a sign of His great mercy and the elevation you are about to experience. The Prophet said, "When my servant calls on me, I am near him." Reported by Al-Bukhari. This doesn't just mean that you pray more or make more dua. This means that your heart is open to Allah. You feel a deep peace and satisfaction in Him, and you feel ready to welcome His direction wherever it leads you. If you feel this connection with Allah, know that it's a sign that you are about to see a transformation in your life. This closeness to Allah is the prelude to blessings that will manifest in all aspects of your existence, whether it is your health, your relationships, or your spiritual prosperity. In conclusion, these 6 signs are powerful clues that Allah is opening a new door in your life, a door of blessing, healing, and transformation. If you have felt any of these truths in your own journey, know that it is not a coincidence. Allah is at work. Times of trial, changes in those around you, and even that inner peace you feel, are all signs that He is planning something great for you. Never be discouraged by difficulties, because they are often the first fruits of blessing. Light always appears after darkness. You are chosen. You are elected. Allah guide, and through this guidance, He wants to restore you, give you new opportunities, and elevate you to a new form of spiritual and personal success. It is important to maintain your faith, your patience, and your invocation. Continue to pray. Remember Allah sincerely and seek His nearness. Be grateful for every little sign He sends you, and above all, be ready to receive the great blessing that He has in store for you. Where there are trials, there are also hidden blessings. Raise your eyes to the sky, be faithful in your prayer, and remember that the best is yet to come. Allah never abandons those who persevere in faith. If this video touched you and you want more spiritual and motivational content, subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to share this video with those who need to hear this message. Stay connected to Allah, for there is no greater blessing than His nearness. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you and your family. Amen.